أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Inshallah, we're going to pick up with the stories of the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam, the series of the stories. And we have reached the Prophet Hud alayhi salatu wassalam after completing Idris alayhi salatu wassalam, as well as Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam, and Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. This is going to be page number 55, and so we're going to pick up from the top of the page. They said, O Hud, they meaning those who disbelieve in the message of Hud alayhi salatu wasalam, they said, no evidence have you brought us, and we shall not leave our gods for your mere saying, and we are not believers in you. All that we say is that some of your gods, false deities, have seized you with evil madness. Okay, some of our gods, yes, this is what the Quran does say. He said, alayhi salatu wassalam, I call Allah to witness and bear you witness that I am free from that which you ascribe as partners in worship with Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. So plot against me, all of you, and give me no respite. I put my trust in Allah, my Lord and your Lord. There is not a moving, living creature, but He has grasp of it for luck. Verily, my Lord is on the straight path, the truth. So if you turn away, still I have conveyed the message with which I have been sent with. My Lord will make another people succeed you, and you will not harm him in the least. Surely my Lord is guardian over all things. Who tried to speak to them and to explain about Allah Jalla Jalaluhu's blessings, how Allah the Almighty had made them Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam successors, how He had given them strength and power, and how He sent them rain to revive the soil. Hud's people looked about them and found they were the strongest on earth, so they became prouder and more abstinent. Thus they argued a lot with Hud alayhi salatu wasalam. They asked, O Hud, do you say that after we die and turn into dust, we will be resurrected? He replied, yes, you will come back on the day of judgment, and each of you will be asked about what you did. A peal of laughter was heard after the last statement. How strange Hud's claims are! The disbelievers muttered among themselves. They believed that when man dies, his body decays and turns into dust, which is swept away by the wind. How could that return to its original state? Then what is the significance of the day of judgment? Why do the dead return to life? All these questions were patiently received by Hud. He then addressed his people concerning the day of judgment. He explained that belief in the day of judgment is essential to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu's justice, teaching them the same thing that every prophet taught about it. Hud alayhi salatu wasalam explained that justice demands that there be a day of judgment because good is not always victorious in life. Sometimes evil overpowers good, while such crimes go unpunished. If we suppose there is no day of judgment, then a great injustice will have prevailed. But Allah Jalla Jalaluhu has forbidden injustice to be incurred by Himself or His subjects. Therefore, the existence of the day of judgment, a day of accounting for our deeds and being rewarded or punished for them, reveals the extent of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu's justice. Hud alayhi salatu wasalam spoke to them about all of these things. They listened but disbelieved in him. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu recounts his people's attitude towards the day of judgment, in which he says, and the chiefs of his people whom disbelieve and deny the meeting in the hereafter, and to who we had given the luxurious or the luxuries and comforts of this life, excuse me, said, he is no more than a human being like you. He eats of that in which you eat and drinks of which you drink. If you were to obey a human being like yourselves, then verily you indeed will be losers. Does he promise you what that when you have died and have become dust and bones, you shall come out alive, resurrected? Far, very far is that which you are promised. There is nothing but our life of this world. We die and we live, and we are not going to be resurrected. He is only a man who has invented a lie against Allah, but we are not going to believe in him. The chiefs of Hud's people ask, is it not strange that Allah chooses one of us to reveal his message? That is it not strange that Allah chooses one of us to reveal his message to? Hud alayhi salatu wasalam replied, what is strange in that? Allah wants to guide you to the right way of life. So he sent me to warn you. Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam's flood and his story are not far away from you. So do not forget what happened. All the disbelievers were destroyed, no matter how strong they were. Who is going to destroy us? Hud, the chiefs asked. Allah, replied Hud alayhi salatu wasalam. The disbelievers among his people answered, we will be saved by our gods. Hud clarified to them that the gods they worship would be the reason for their destruction. That it is Allah Jalla Jalaluhu who is the only one worthy of being worshipped. And on top of that, no other power on earth can benefit or harm anyone whom Jalla Jalaluhu decides otherwise. The conflict between Hud and his people continued. The years passed and they became prouder, more obstinate, more tyrannical, and more defiant of their prophet's message. Furthermore, they started to accuse Hud of being a crazy lunatic. One day they told him, we now understand the secret of your madness. You insulted our gods and they harmed you. That is why you have become insane. Almighty Allah repeated their words in the Quran, saying, O Hud, no evidence have you brought us, and we shall not leave our gods for you. Mere saying, and we are not believers in you. All that we say is that some of our gods, false deities, have seized you with evil madness. Hud had to return their challenge. He had no other way but to turn to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu alone. No other alternative but to give them a threatening ultimatum. He declared to them, I call Allah to witness and bear you witness that I am free from that which you ascribe as partners in worship with Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. So plot against me, all of you, and give me no respite. I put my trust in Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, my Lord and your Lord. There is not a moving living creature, but he has grasp of its forelock. Verily, my Lord is on the straight path, the truth. So if you turn away, still I have conveyed the message with which I have been sent to you. My Lord will make another people succeed you, and you will not harm him the least bit. Thus Hud renounced them and their gods and affirmed his dependence on Allah Jalla Jalaluhu who had created him. Hud realized that punishment would be incurred on the disbelievers among his people. It is one of the laws of life. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu punishes the disbelievers no matter how rich, tyrannical, or great they are. Hud and his people waited for Allah Jalla Jalaluhu's promise. A drought spread throughout the land, for the sky no longer sent its rain. The sun scorched the desert sand, looking like a disk of fire which settled on people's heads. Hud's people hastened to him, asking, what is that drought, Hud? Hud answered, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu is angry with you. If you believe in him, he will accept you, and the rain will fall, and you will become even stronger than you are. They mocked him and became more obstinate, sarcastic, and and the perverse in their unbelief. The drought increased, the trees turned yellow, and the plants died. A day came when they found the sky full of clouds, whose people were glad as they came out of their tents, crying, "A cloud which will give us rain." The weather changed suddenly from burning dry and hot to stinging cold, with wind that shook everything: trees, plants, tents, men, and women. The wind increased day after day and night after night. Whose people started to flee. They ran to their tents to hide, but the gale became stronger, ripping their tents from their stakes. They hid under cloth covers, but the gale became stronger and tore away the covers. Okay? It slashed through, or it slashed clothing and skin. It penetrated the apertures of the body and destroyed it. It hardly touched anything before it was destroyed or killed. Its core sucked out to decompose and rot. The storm raged for 8 days and 7 nights. Allah Almighty Jalla Jalaluhu says, then when they saw it as a dense cloud coming towards their valleys, they said, "This is a cloud bringing us rain." Nay, but it is that torment which you were asking to be hastened, a wind wherein is a painful torment, destroying everything by the command of the Lord Jalla Jalaluhu. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu describes it as saying, and as for Ad, they were destroyed by a furious, violent wind, which Allah Jalla Jalaluhu imposed on them for 7 nights and 8 days in succession, so that you could see men lying overthrown, destroyed as if they were hollow trunks of palm trees. That violent gale did not stop until the entire region was reduced to ruins and its wicked people destroyed. Swallowed by the sands of the desert, only Hud and his followers remained unharmed. They migrated to Hadramaut and lived there in peace, worshipping Allah, their true Lord. Jalla Jalaluhu. The story of Salih alayhi salatu wasalam is next on page number 61. So we will end it here on the very next page. We'll pick it up from the beginning of Prophet Salih alayhi salatu wasalam. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وتبارك اسم ربك وتعالى جدك ولا إله غيرك ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.